Appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, is everybody ready for your daily dose of is Grixis playable? Are you ready? Are we ready for the daily dose of let's try Grixis? The Bant deck pulled us kicking and screaming all the way up to Plat 2 with 2 pips. Let's see how many ranks can we lose playing Grixis, do we think? Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known, should have known, should have known again. So this Grixis deck is, I believe, a list from Logan Nettles that Reed Duke played in the fandom tournament this past Thursday last week. So let's go ahead and dive in. Discovery's been a card we've been kind of weary of in the stand front because of the representation of Narsets, but maybe with Lightning Strikes and Bedevils, that's less of an issue, and this does provide relevant smoothing. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about looking at this 75 is that there's only one copy of Enter the God Eternals, and there's no copies of Ugin, which are both cards that I've been impressed with in Grixis in the past. But as always, we're going to start card for card with what this is and go from there. See how it feels and what our thoughts are. We killed the opponent in game 2. I think comparing the current standard format to modern makes a lot of sense. The current standard format has an incredible amount of deck diversity in it, and when there's an incredible amount of deck diversity, generally that means you want to be proactive. Being proactive is generally rewarded when there's an incredible amount of deck diversity. It would be fitting if our first match was against Nexus of Fate, though, because that's been like Grixis' Achilles heel for the last 2 seasons. Teamer Reclamation maybe could be just a Teamer ramp deck. I am gonna reward myself with a Popeye after that last match. I need something to make me happy while we die to Wilderness Reclamation. Alright, at least we have a Narset, I guess, right? It's like a pseudo hate card for this matchup. This is land into sabotage. We're gonna be in a really bad spot.
No obstacles.
Oh, we did it! They ramped way on up there, though. Negate sounds great. Already have a couple of Bedevils. Pot pie making experience sounds are the best audio experience on this stream. Sorry, I forgot to mute. And again, like, this is annoying, but, like, my opponent's not generating any card advantage while they're doing this, so it's just annoying. It's not really accomplishing anything for them.
I have just the trick for this.
I already have another Narset, so we'll grab Discovery here. Feels like we're actually in a pretty okay spot here, huh? Like opponent like blew their load and didn't have any real card advantage. Yeah, I think I just keep that. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to take the land and bin this and just hold up the negate. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold up the negate there. Hey, look, they played the card we can never beat. Weird.
God, once again. I will return one day. I outsmarted you eons ago.
I don't know. I don't have... I guess they get to activate this twice this turn, and Narset prevents them from drawing extra cards. So, like, the Azcanta doesn't find them Niv Mizzet here, which is, like, one of their primary payoffs, right? We might not get another turn here. Yeah, I think the turn I Thought Erasure and I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that, and it gave them a window. It gave them a window to get into this game, so to speak. That being said, no. That being said, this Carnival Carnage is gonna pressure their hand here a little bit, which is nice. Esper, miss land drops. Hopefully my presence destroys your opponent's shufflers. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. They topped it. That bodes well for us. Oh. Maybe I'm supposed to... Yeah, a lot of small sequencing mistakes here on my part. Probably supposed to do this first, huh? So that way they can't... It forces them to get rid of a land. Yeah, it's another small mistake on my part. Yeah, let's blame the Popeye. 10 out of 10 the Popeye's fault. Is this the Grixis we've been waiting for? I don't know. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known, should have known, should have known again. Do 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 do. I don't know that we're fully at garbage time. Like they're dirtling, but like that's what their deck does, right? Yikes, Distrominator. They're not at a point where they can double Azcanta activate in a turn and cast Nexus. Now they are. And again, like, if I would have sequenced on my Carnival Carnage better, I would have taken them off a land here, which would have been a big deal. This is the perfect play against when I want to eat my lunch. You're not wrong. Wow. All right. Ten out of 10 Distrominator will do. I'm gonna play out the new Narset here so I can draw a card with it. Bolas ult is our win con? Yeah, essentially. That's unfortunate. I get to draw one card here. Great. What'd you get? Nicol Bolas' ultimate explicitly says legendary creature or planeswalker. I think without Narset, we're probably pretty dead here. Bolas only applies to opponents, Waffle.
Wipe your bloodline. My intellect is without limit.
They have copies of Expansion Explosion in their deck that allow them to win the game eventually. They make a bunch of mana and make us discard a bunch of cards. So the turn, the losing turn of this game was when I cast the Thought Erasure instead of holding Negate up, and they untapped and drew the Search for Azcanta. If they had never drawn the Search for Azcanta, we'd have buried them. Alright. They need to hit Nick for some damage or kill me this turn, so good luck, Godspeed. Hey, hits Leo. Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's kind of terrifying. That means I don't get to kill them next turn, which is sad. Yeah, I want to kill it now before they untap.
You have tasted but a drop of power. Have been foiled. Let your weak minds crumble.
So do I flip this and get Narset at this point? Yeah, I think I flip this and get Narset back, right? Nah, I don't think it's better. Oh, I can get their Niv. Yeah, that's good with my Lightning Strike. I don't think it's better to draw 2 here, because my deck doesn't really have very good cards in it. Like I'm drawing 2 meaningfully here. I should have used Lightning Strike while they were tapped out. I should have used Lightning Strike while they were tapped out. That's a pretty good one. I'm going to wait on this because they might get into a position where this ends up killing them. The Popeye is wonderful. The light flaky crust is delicious. Now they still have 3 mana up. There's no reason to strike. Yeah, I had a number of small mistakes this game. Like, if I'd have gotten this into play before I used this, I would have done a damage. I could have cast Lightning Strike while my opponent was tapped out, and then they'd be dead here. Yeah, I'm just going to let them spin their wheels. 10 out of 10. So they'd be dead here. They'd be dead here if they hadn't, if I would have played this. 'Cause this would have been worth 4, and I could have played this while they were tapped out at one point, so I messed up. Yeah, I don't think this card's very good in the format, but it's, like, good against my opponent's deck. So that's nice. So we got to borrow it with this. Wow! Yep. I'm gonna lose this game because I messed up. Lose this game because I messed up. They had 3 mana up, and they have a Sinister Sabotage in their hand, chap. And they're getting 2 turns here. They get 2 turns, but that's 2 attacks with this, right? So unless they find their another Hydrate Grixis here, they're dead. No, I'm at 14. I can take 2 hits from this. So unless they have another Grixis, we win. Yep. Do they run burn? Well, I mean, burn spells would kill them. Because my trigger happens before their spell resolves. Wow. Alright. Well, God bless you, Grixis. I tried really hard to lose that game, and our deck just would not let us. Yeah. I foobarred that game at several points, and the deck ended up pulling us through, so that was sweet. I think I'm trimming Lightning Strike. I get that it was good there, but I think overall it's probably not very good in this matchup. I think I'd rather keep these to kill their Div Mizzets and their Grixis. Seems fine. That is just what Nexus deserves, yep. I think Hostage Shaker's a little bit narrow. My opponent's like leaving things like Lava Coil in their deck post-board, so... I think Hero's Downfall is reasonable. Reaper candidate for M20 since Contempt's rotating. Well, I mean, like, rotation doesn't happen with M20. I think there's a variety of things in the format that kill Planeswalkers too, so it's hard to predict things like that. Unfortunately, not playing Hearthstone, so gotta mulligan that. Sure, I think I keep that because it's a 3rd land. Don't show me 2 reclamations. Don't show me 2 reclamations. God bless. Search. Yep. Sign me up. Get Duress plus search next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and play the search rather than hold the negate up here, which could get me into a little bit of trouble, but like not hitting my land drops is also gonna get me into trouble, so okay, I think I'd like to give them a window to play the reclamation, and if they miss, we're then in a good spot because we have a search down. Them getting a search on is also not great for us. We're hoping to dodge their enchantments this turn, basically. Enchantments and planeswalkers. If like a biogenic ooze, that'd be pretty bad for us. Just a 3/3 deal. I guess I keep that. Perfect. Makes Nicol Bolas a live draw. I don't think I want a Carnage here. I think I'd rather hold Negates up. So, this is a little aggressive, but because I have 2 Negates, I'm going to go ahead and burn a Negate here. This fills my graveyard up faster to flip my search for Azcanta and prevents them from, like, drawing more creature threats, which I'm not going to be able to negate. So, like, keeping them off of, like, drawing Niv Mizzet here, for instance, is a big deal. Keeping their hand low on cards also makes my Carnage better. It's like if I draw like an untapped land here, I can Carnage plus hold Negate up. I am going to leave that one there. Wow, that's rude. Fair's fair, I guess. Alright, 1 Nicol Bolas, please. Alright, I mean, that wasn't really the Nick I wanted, but it'll do in a pinch, I suppose. Forgot it does block, right? Like I wanted the other one to like have a way to kill their hydrate Grixis, but this one at least blocks it, I suppose. It is the Nick we deserve, yep. Yikes. This isn't even good enough here, right? Yeah, I could have waited a turn to flip search. We're dead to burn spells here. It's basically a burn spell. Huh? I don't know that I really want to sideboard any different. I don't think Tyrant Scorn's worth keeping in for Hydrate Grixis. Maybe the Hostage Shakers are worth having because of Hydrate Grixis. I could buy that for $1. You thought about streaming your build-around process and talking through it with the subs, you know? Nah, not really. There really isn't anything super scientific to building deck submissions. It's literally me on Google searching for similar archetypes and looking through things on the Gatherer. Just look it up. Use your resources and look it up. It's basically the TLDR. Use the tools of the people that have come before you. So many people who are brewing feel the need to like play cards that aren't good so they can feel special, and you just need to stop and just play the good cards. Like it's okay to like do a quick Google search and find out what other people have played. We did pull out game 1. In spite of my best efforts to try and lose, we managed to win game 1. They have Syncopate in their deck. Interesting that they elected to Syncopate that when they have a Lava Coil. They have another counterspell. There's your running counterspells. Oh, please miss, please miss, please miss. Oh yeah. Poppy Nick kills people who stumble real quickly. What if I get a 2-for-1 every turn? I feel personally attacked after the stop playing bad cards to feel cool. Good, you should.
I will return. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
They did board in lots of creatures. Wow. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody over in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you're someone who enjoys constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours to get a lot of variety in the stream every day. As always, I'd love to get a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day to day without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to take a quick second to plug a couple of my sponsors here. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. BCWSupplies.com are the only ones I trust to protect my Peeper Magic the Gathering cards. Using code Jeff10 at BCWSupplies.com, you can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. And of course, Cardsphere.com will love to jump between your cards into other cards direct with other players. I'd also like to say welcome everyone to Hoaglandia. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for spending part of your Tuesday here with us. Hope you're having a good start to your week. The advertisements are the show. Alright, Grixis hasn't disappointed so far. I'm two matches in, and I'm feeling a little bit of hope, chat. I'm feeling, could Grixis be the thing to pull us up into Diamond? Could it be? Could this be the droid that we have long been searching for? Alright, for the sake of hitting land drops, I'm going to jam this into play here. Just in case they're also playing Grixis and can't interact with this. There hasn't been a lot of mono red on the ladder recently. It's weird. Alright, well that keeps up the illusion of maybe making a land drop this turn. Remember when I said the illusion of making a land drop? Oh, we did it! We did it! Feels kinda bad to bin a Dragon God, though. Alright, let's clear the way for Nicol Bolas next turn. How do I ever win? How do I ever win? And I guess it's that one. I mean, like, the Bolas doesn't win. The Bolas doesn't win because they have an Elder Spell. Yeah, maybe the Azcanta can pull us kicking and screaming. God, I really... There's 7 cards in here already. There are 7 cards. And I'm going to leave that on top and transform this. Unfortunately, I can't cast this because both of these make blue mana only. So we get to Bedevil the Teferi, and the first Nick can go eat this, eat the Elder Spell, and the second one maybe hangs out to take over the game. We might see Tyrant Scorn pick this back up here. You have a veto? The mystery card always gets you, chat.
All of the multiverse will bend to my will.
I'm actually going to send him up. I think they're likely still going to Elder Spell here. And I kind of just want to get a good clean 2-for-1 in here. If I like down tick here, they could pick up the Bellhaunt and then get rid of my other Nick, and that doesn't seem very good for me.
Conceivable. Witness a moment.
They exiled a land, huh? Nicol Bolas Ravager is a really good draw here. So you don't have a removal spell for it. It blocks the Bellhaunt.
I have other plans.
Takes a card out of their hand. Gets a good clean 2-for-1. If they like Teferi down tick to tuck it, it's still mostly a 2-for-1. It does eventually pressure their life total for future Red Hordes, that's true. They kept Tyrant Scorn, huh? That's interesting. Maybe they plan to bounce my Nicol Bolas when I attack their Teferi next turn?
I know my responsibility. You need to take a time out.
Could be scared of thieves. Yeah, that's an okay read. I think I just play this, kill the Bellhaunt here.
Will remake the multiverse in my image. Perish.
Oh, did the build of Thief, the build of Hero that won the GP play Dreadhorde in the main? That's interesting if so. No, I think I want to take their thing off the table. I think taking their thing off the table there is pretty important.
At the time, Planeswalk, my intellect is without limit.
All right, it feels like we might be slogging through here. Or shaky start. Now, I think I'd rather deny them resources. I think the main deck Command the Dreadhorde is like mostly there is a value card hat crab as opposed to like a combo style card. You can also Command the Dreadhorde targets both graveyards. So like you can Command the Dreadhorde out of your opponent's discard pile. So like if your opponent has... Watsi tweeted 1 billion games have been played in Arena. That's sweet. That's like a soft answer to Teferi Hero of Dominaria, which is sweet.
Eons ago.
I have practiced to hone your prowess.
I think I just get a backup Nicol Bolas dragon here since they have a little Teferi in play. J-Dog coming in hot with the half a year support. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. And Pock Wolf with the 13 months. Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a great start to the week. You want me to copy Teferi's draw to get another Azcanta activation? I don't know. I think pressuring the cards out of their hand is like a big deal here, especially with the Ravager. Like, I kind of have plenty to do each turn. I don't know that I need to find more stuff. Like, what am I even digging for with the Azcanta, right? Like, my Planeswalker's in play. Like, I don't really have another meaningful non-creature spell.
You need to slow down.
Keep an open mind.
What's the Chewy code? You need to use my link, bit.ly/HugelChewy. And it should automatically get you 30% off your first auto ship order.
Be your end.
I'm just gonna go up. Man, is this it, chat? Logan Nettles is one of the better Magic players in the world. Did he figure out Grixis? It's kind of feeling like he might have figured out Grixis. Calm Chip, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Alright, Hero. This is probably a Hostage Taker matchup. It's definitely not a Ritual of Soot matchup or Carnival Carnage matchup. Day 3840, there is hope. Espen Joris, thank you for the 5 months. Is it a Cry matchup? Lava Coil seems fine. I don't know that it's a Cry matchup. Like, I've got 2 Strikes, a Lava Coil, 2 Scorns, 4 Bedevils. I think that's plenty. Yeah, maybe 1 Cry is fine. I definitely don't think it's a Legion Warboss matchup. The big difference is there's 4 copies of this, and I haven't played Carnival Carnage before. You think I want Warboss? I guess that's true. Even on the draw, you think I want it? I guess I'm not married on any of these cards. Yeah, their 3-mana Planeswalkers are annoying, and I guess they do have a Command the Dreadhorde, so like this is good at pressuring that. All right, I'll buy Warboss. Is fine. It seems a lot better with a removal spell here. It was like pretty good to start. Running removal spells, pretty good. How important are Ravager and Azcanta's? It's just not even worth thinking about rotation Hat Crab Zombie in my opinion. Like, there's gonna be 2 entire sets released of cards we don't know. Man, this is a tough game. Magic's really hard. Skill game, better player, etc., etc. Ooh, that's a good one. Need me your opinion on Legion Warboss versus Thief of Sanity in the sideboard. Legion Warboss is a lot more aggressive. So Thief of Sanity says, like, I want to grind. Legion Warboss says, I want to get you dead. So, any black or red source next turn lets us cast the Dragon God here, which is nice. This pressures any Planeswalkers they might have here nicely.
Right on schedule.
It's like, even if they want to tuck this in, like the Legion Warboss goblins kill this. Come on, black source. Come on, red source. Perfect. And I think I'm honestly just ticking up here again. Maybe I'm supposed to down tick, because then my Legion Warboss itself could start attacking.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Hey, Shame Spiral, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
Defiance infuriate my schemes.
Oh, I could have used Tef's uptick to strike the Bell Haunt. That's a good suggestion. I like that suggestion.
My prowess is on meditate and prepare.
Magic's a skill game, and the better player always wins. Oh no! Oh no, I'm so dumb! Oh, I'm so dumb, I forgot to lightning strike this first. That's fine. It'll be okay. We're gonna win. Our deck is really good. Listen, I'm just showing you that you can play ham sandwich and still be fine. Now, I think this is correct. I probably don't want to lightning strike this, because if I miss on the land, I get Elder Spelled. And getting Elder Spelled there would be pretty bad for us. Okie doke. Up to plat 1. Moving on up. Is this it? Is this it? Is this the final frontier? The Grixis deck full of playable Magic the Gathering cards? Am I going to tag a Grixis deck as the deck of the day for the first time ever? Look at how hideous these cards are. Grixis is so good, my opponent mulliganed to 5. Just intimidated by the sheer power of our Grixis. Oh, that's true. I did tag Grixis Dragons that one time. This one time at band camp. Punch him in the face. Gosh, everybody just wants to grind with us all the time. We're just like, yo, dog, you know who's the king of grind? The Dragon God. This card is, like, really good at outgrinding these other Planeswalkers. So, like, this is, in my opinion, the biggest failing of Modern Horizons as a set. There aren't really any exciting cards in the set from a modern perspective. Like, there's a smattering of cards that are certainly going to be modern playable, and, like, we're going to put them into decks. But from a, wow, this is really awesome and neat perspective, there aren't, like, really new splashy effects that look super playable. They're all just, like, small, subtle upgrades, basically. Allow me to introduce my first 2-for-1. Bud slivers, Jeff. Yep. I think Urza could create a new deck. That's a Zach Elsick question. Since when am I a sub? If you look in your Twitch notifications, you are probably gifted a sub, Evie. Welcome to Hoaglandia.
I cannot exploit.
It's Bolas is all the way down. So, I was gonna say, if they don't concede here, I'm gonna Dispersal and then plus my Nick to kill one of their lands. Because that's where this game is at. This game is at cast Dispersal to make them discard a card. 5 mana Raven's Crime, kill your land. Let's go. I feel like they're probably a Thief of Sanity deck, so I'm going to leave in ways to kill that. I do really like, so someone was asking earlier what's the difference between this and other red decks that we played in the past. Lightning Strike is a card that I haven't played in Grixis Control before, and it really seems pretty sweet. Like, it's a removal spell that also, like, burns down Planeswalkers, which seems reasonable. 5-mana Funeral Charm. I'm very excited that there will be a Red Bull tournament that excludes MTGO. Yep. Remember when Arena was just getting going and like people were the MTGO diehards were like, Arena's all casual. The competitive future is still Magic Online where you can gamble. Blarga blarga blarga. It's like, oh you. I hope you're chewing on your words. Lightning Strike over Lava Coil in the main deck seems odd. I don't think it's odd at all. I mean, did you just listen to my explanation, Jeff? Like, the fact there are so many Planeswalkers in this format that, like, having a removal spell that also interacts with Planeswalkers seems very good. They'll never admit that they're wrong, Heckcrab. They're Magic players. This hand would like a shock land in the first 2 draws, but Grixis, being Grixis Gates, is probably still A-okay here. Magic Online will exist for as long as it continues to make money. Well, I mean, for the record, there's nothing wrong with being wrong on occasion. I'm wrong all the time. Just ask my wife. The important part is to grow as a reasonable human being. You need to be able to take a step back and yeah, I messed up. I made a prediction and it was wrong, and this is why it was likely wrong, and hopefully I can make a better prediction in the future. Yeah, I don't know, Bob. So it's gonna be interesting it's gonna be really interesting to see as standards focus comes more on Arena. Like, standard legal cards are gonna become more and more expensive on Magic Online, right? Because there's going to be fewer people opening them and stuff, so we'll see how that goes. It's also going to be interesting to see how much of Modern's popularity maintains if they end up really supporting this new non-rotating format. Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that, FergTQ. I think there's a lot of people that all they play is non-rotating formats, and they just like that Arena doesn't have that. And eventually it will. Yeah, the 3-for-1 Nick is sweet, for sure. You're like, alright, this drew a card, you exiled a card, and you spent a card on it. Done button, click. Stupid done button. So I think I'd actually rather Legion Warboss here and just start killing them. That's fine. I can flip Azcanta next turn if there's a bad one on top of my deck. Coffees for closers, and Legion Warboss is all about getting himself a cup of joe. Look at that. If we flip this and draw a land next turn, we can transform the Ravager.
Just the trick for this.
I know just the trick for this. Yeah, I do, Rhino. A lot of people play Magic as a social experience, and I think if people enjoy playing decks on Arena, they'll also want to play them in paper. Also, remember, the purpose of these new non-rotating formats is to give people, the purpose of the new non-rotating formats is to give people something to do with their cards after they rotate out of standard, and like cards in standard aren't going to magically start having a bigger impact in modern, right? Like modern's a format where the power level is very high, so it's difficult for new decks to be competitive there. Still haven't fixed that bug, eh? Alright, so we'll flip Nikki B over and get back Nikki B.
This was overwhelming.
Thanks for being here, Black Sheep.
Witness omnipotence.
It was funny. I had someone link me a thread full of salty Redditors, which again I know doesn't really narrow it down. But someone who was really upset made the claim that the only reason I am successful at streaming was because I bought a full playset of cards on Arena. Like anyone who buys a 4x playset of cards on Arena will be automatically successful streaming constructed. I'm just like, oh, you hateful little monsters. Yeah, exactly, Bob. What did I do to Reddit? So some people might not know this if they're newer viewers at this point. So the chat's been in sub only for a couple of months now. But before the chat was in sub only, I moderated my chat, let's say, very aggressively. To the point where we didn't just time out people who were rude, we also timed out people who were off topic. And that really miffs a lot of people who feel it's their God-given right to be able to spew into Twitch chat. A lot of people think if there's a text prompt for them to type into, they should be able to type anything that's not blatantly racist and homophobic or hate speech into it and just like have no repercussions for their actions. Which is actually where the timeout meme comes from. If you're new and you've often wondered why would people ask for timeouts on Jeff's channel, that's why people ask for timeouts. Because of how many, this is rich Hoaglandia history. Huh? So do I stick Search or do I stick Nikki B? I think I just stick Nick. Moderate me, daddy. Yep. And to some people who have never experienced... Some people who have never experienced an actual travesty in their life, losing the ability to chat for 10 minutes on Twitch is a big deal to some people. Hey, Moo Wiz, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, well, I was wondering how we were gonna play through this, but this Grixis deck is just like, it just like won't give up. Just like the little Grixis deck that could. I appreciate that the Hoaglandians like to embrace our rich history and encourage mass chat timeouts whenever we talk about our historical background. Used to be like this all the time. If we're lucky, they'll draw a Planeswalker this turn so we can negate them. God, we're good at this. All right, so what do I want to happen next? I'm going to bin a bad card and then draw a land. And then I'll be able to bring back a Nicol Bolas with my Nicol Bolas. Bin a bad card. Transform. Rats, we didn't draw a land. We're so unlucky. So unlucky. I'm making sure to tap my Azcanta here because I want to be able to cast Bedevil if she finds it. Steady as we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is just this has been quite the game. Yeah, it's so wild to me. And I mean, like, a lot of that is culture, too, right? Like, people, it's not just good enough to, like, not buy the thing that you don't like. You have to let everyone else know that you're very upset with it, right? Am I clairvoyant? If you always call your shots, eventually you'll hit some of them. How do we feel about Cry of the Carnarium here? This actually seems okay, right? It, like, cleans up their stuff. Their mana dorks, which seem pretty important. Punchworthy's a tough one to keep up with. Do we want Hostage Taker? I need to cut one more card here already. I kind of want to just, like, trim a Narset and call it a day. No, Hostage Taker isn't that good against Tristani if they're playing it, and it isn't that good against 3-mana Teferi, because they can just bounce their card back to their hand after we cast it. This seems fine. Removal spell on a bomb. Ugly Swamp. It is our greatest shame. Pro tip mods, there's a chat option to pause the chat scroll to hold by holding the Alt key. There's the Twitch staff with the real suggestions. I actually didn't know about the Alt key. It's a good one. It's a good one to be aware of. There is not tracking for how many timeouts you've handed out, unfortunately. So, they elected not to hold up Frilled Mystic last turn, so I'm just gonna jam and get Frilled Mystic. Maybe they could have a Disdainful Stroke or a Veto here. Sure. Negate. The Negate out of the sideboard as opposed to Veto, and the fact that they chose to play, that they played Lyra game 1 makes me think that they're playing the Bantless we were playing earlier.
Let your weak minds crumble.
Man, Nicol Bolas into a mostly empty board is like almost more demeaning than Teferi on a mostly empty board. How do we feel about kill your thing, dispersal your other thing? I think I like it. Does it get you going? Gets me going. I'm excited. What if we just kept the board really empty? Bye, Felicia. Because mass manipulation takes 6, so they're still a little bit off of that. This does give them a window to do this.
The land shall conquer you.
That's decent. I have 8 mana this turn. Right? I have 8. So let's do this into Nicol Bolas, into plus my Nicol Bolas. Man, with this deck is rude. This is not polite.
At the time, Planeswalk, my schemes are never ending.
My schemes are never ending. I'm a little concerned, chat. Is this the playable Grixis deck that Legends foretold of? Is this the droid that people have been searching for? Can this be the one to pull us into the Diamond 4 rank floor? That's true. It is very notable from Navier that we have just been beating up other mid-range decks. We've not played against Mono Red or Gruul aggro, which both give Grixis tough times in my experience, but we haven't played with this build yet. For people who are out there watching this live or possibly on YouTube in the future, I would like to apologize for your wild cards if you've made it this far into the video. Just want you to know that I still love you, even if you make the terrible decision to craft Grixis cards. This hand's probably not keepable, right? Just like not enough black mana. Joke's on you, I already have all the cards, God bless. I made my bad decision weeks ago, Hogland, don't you judge me. I already have 4 of all the cards. Listen, yeah, Bob's right. I read on Reddit, Navier, that if you have a full play set of constructed cards, you'll automatically be successful on Twitch. And listen, why would Reddit lie to me? This is, real decks have curves, chat. I'm not used to Grixis decks having curves. This feels strange and somewhat wrong. Just need to draw a black source in the next 2 turns. I shocked this in because I would like to put the Devil into Tameo here. The Wanderer. Well, I'm killing that because otherwise it kills my Ravager. Ooh, puppy! After watching you for several months, I don't have wild cards or money. Yeah, they're definitely a Dreadhorde deck. Which makes this useful because it means we're going to be able to pressure their health total a little bit here. They also don't have Wild Growth Walker yet, so that's good for us.
Let's take it back.
Bolas will resonate throughout the multiverse.
Do I want to down tick here, or do I want to tuck it? Am I beating Command the Dreadhorde anyways? I'm probably not beating Command the Dreadhorde, right? Like, is that beatable? Like, do I beat this coming back? That's the question I have to ask, right? Because, like, if I'm not beating it anyways, I might as well just destroy it so they don't get to redraw it. I guess they do kind of suck. I don't know, like, if they get this back, it kills my Nick and I have nothing, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna play like they don't have Command the Dreadhorde.
Suffer for your cause.
Because like they get to soar and kill my Nick if they have it, so. Hey, look, it's a Tamiyo that I can never beat.
Of the moon, life waxes and wanes. Let me aid your research.
All the cosmos are mine to control.
Thought Erasure. Thought Erasure doesn't work because they have Tamiyo in play. No, we're not going over the top of them with it just a Nicol Bolas. That's not how this works. The people who are wondering why I'm conceding after they missed a land drop, Tamiyo down ticks and picks lands back up out of your graveyard because the card's incredibly messed up. One billion gets you a free booster pack because they tweeted that there have been 1 billion games played. This is about as good as it gets, right? I think I keep the Scorn there because it kills an early play. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Oh, they can't take the one we care about. That's nice. Yay for creature Nicol Bolas. Yeah. Blue newbie. Thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is the kind of hand where they're about to top deck us hard. Yep. The good news is, like, 4 mana 4/4 Nicol Bolas is actually just, like, one of our better cards in a matchup like this because it does actually pressure their health total, right? I think I'm supposed to dig with this for negates and thought erasures. They're gonna like go land Dreadhorde. I guess Dreadhorde doesn't do anything at the moment, huh? It like gets them back at my Nick. That's still pretty good. I don't know, I think Dispersaling there is loose. They just have so many good draws. And this is such a fantastic example of like why this is such a fantastic example of why you can't just play cards like Ashiok and be good against the opponent's deck, because the opponent's deck will just do this in these grindy matchups and just like take your stuff and kill you with it.
Bloodline from Grixis, witness a mote of my power.
Yeah, me too, Bob. Yeah, if we hit a Dispersal for this, that would be really good.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Alright, let's try one more. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, you better lose yourself in the Grixis. The deck really sucks, but never ever gonna let it go. You only get one shot with your wild cards. You're gonna let them go. You are the chosen one. You're the Grixis the legends foretold of. All right, pierce me, daddy. Just checking out some options, eh? That's true. The dragon build of Grixis was okay. We tagged that as the deck of the day last time we played it. It was very, very reasonable. I think even with... it's so awkward. Look at our glorious mana base here. Look at our glorious mana base. So, one of the things that's really interesting to me, and obviously this is anecdotal, asterisk, take this with a grain of salt, but in my experience, playing a lot on the arena ladder actually has an incredible amount of control and mid-range on it. Like, I heard a lot of, like, grumblings about ladders favoring aggro decks from a lot of people when the arena ladder was first put up, but, like, in my experience playing in, like, Plat, Diamond, and Mythic, like, there are so many control decks. People just love to dirtle. Because remember, ultimately, at the end of the day, people are playing these games for fun, right? If they're not having fun playing the aggro decks, they're gonna play whatever they think is sweet. Cast Blightning. Even before this set, I felt like there was a disproportional amount of control decks. I also think there's a number of control decks that see play that I wouldn't consider good decks that, like, aren't top 8ing tournaments regularly. So people are just playing what they like for the most part, which there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the lack of Ugin is something I talked about when we fired up to start today. I'm not really sure is the answer. So this is a 3-for-1. Even if my opponent, like, untaps and Elder Spells this took a card away from them and drew me a card and then they spend a card killing it. So, like, if I draw a land next turn, I get to go second Dragon God plus play Search for Azcanta, and then we, like, run away with the game from there, most likely. Narset plus Elder Spell is really good here. Undoes some of our value. I wonder if... Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and kill their Narset here. Yeah. I think if I hadn't drawn the land here, I would have Bedeviled plus Search, but I hit the land, so I'm gonna go ahead and do these two. Because, like, even if they hit the land for this and kill this, I flip my Search over and then Bedevil their Ugin, and I'm still, like, really far ahead, right? In fact, honestly, if they hit the land, they might want to kill the Search. Because I guess they're straight blue-black. They could have Field of Ruin in their deck. There's a potential they could have Field of Ruin. To not be stone cold to it. Question becomes, which of these two do they care about more? Yeah, they actually care about the search more. They definitely have more answers to Nick in their 75, right? I'm Thought Erasuring here first, because not only does it surveil my draw step, but now they're forced to lose a land to this plus, which is nice.
I will return.
I think the Negate draw probably locks this game up.
I must return to my meditation.
Probably locks things up for us here. I think I'm actually in a position where I'm, like, negating a Chemister's Insight here, just because preventing them from getting a 2-for-1 means I kill their lands. This is, like, a little bit aggressive if they draw, like, a removal spell for Nick, but hammering their lands down seems really appealing. This card is, like, more overbearing than Teferi in these mid-range matchups, it feels like. Which is like saying something, right? Because like Teferi's like pretty overbearing. The fact that we get to keep Lightning Strike in to answer their Planeswalkers while also having it as cover for Thief of Sanities feels really good. I feel like that someone asked earlier what's different about this Grixis deck versus other ones that we've played, and Lightning Strike's a big difference. For Discovery is also something we haven't done a ton of, but Lightning Strike's been very, very good in this more controlling deck. I feel like a lot of control decks like default to Lava Coil because it interacts with more creatures, but the flexibility of Lightning Strike really does a lot. See, I need some lands, but I'm a big fan of not mulliganing too much against Duress Thought Erasure decks, so definitely going to keep her on the draw. Yep. Yeah, Carnival's been very decent as another split card. Kill some things, sometimes attack their hand. I should probably try some copies of Carnival inside of Black Red Aristocrats, so I'm still... That's probably a card worth giving a go. I'm going to play this so they don't know that I hit my land drop. Hey, Blunt Angel. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you keeping me around.
Today I craft my victory.
I think I want to just kill this.
Learn from this.
5/5's a lot of loyalty. Sure.
Surrender now. I perish the thought.
Hey, Fringe Devil, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back.
How irksome.
Yeah, Carnival Carnage could be okay to Aristocrats. I've been kind of unhappy with the Heartfire slots. I'm not sure that I love that card in the deck. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna do like 2 decks from the deck queue, and then I'm gonna put in like 3 decks that I'm thinking about playing this weekend. All right, let's try one more. We're gonna give Grixis one more chance to pull us into Diamond before we play Mono Black Control. How much to cut the line to put Grixis Diviner to the top of the queue? I can do that for you, Invictius. You've got some points that you gifted a pile of stuff. Is Grixis Diviner something that's in the queue already? I can make that happen next. My opponent goes first. Is this keepable on the draw? Yeah, there's been enough dirtling in this format that I think I can make that happen. This is fine. Main deck Duress, yep. Into Charta Course, interesting. So we got a Terramander deck, Grixis Drakes maybe? Grixis Phoenix, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen that going around. The big question from my side is, do they have main deck counterspells to stop this God Dragon? Or is he going to get to show up and wreak a little bit of havoc? Just discard spells. Pretty good. 4 mana Nick. Womp womp. Well, our plan of keeping a 5-lander and drawing spells is not quite coming to fruition. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't have thoughts to erase. Whoa! With the Tyrant Scorn technology. Alright. Dragon got off the top. Dragon got off the top. Alright, that'll do, pig. That'll do, pig. Yeah, you get that 3-for-1, Nikki. Get at it. Oh, yeah. All right, hold on. Let's play around Spell Pierce. It's a Carnival. Just like that. Right back into it, chat. Ooh. Take that, little fish. Gone fishing. Want to buy a Planeswalker. Doo-da, doo-da. Want to buy a Planeswalker. Oh, the doo-da-day. Do-do-do-do-do. That card is really bad. Oh, the doo-da-day. They only have 5 lands, though, so they can't flip him over. Boom, bum, 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 bum. Boom, bum, 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 Draw some lands. More Nicol Bolases, please. More Nicol Bolases, please. Yeah, but they could have been bad spells, Punchworthy. There's no guarantee that it was a good spell. Oh! The holy grail of the Grixis mirror. The holy grail of... Woohoo! Woohoo! Opponent knows what this is all about. Opponent knows what this game is all about. I appreciate someone who knows how this works. I could thoroughly thoroughly appreciate someone who understands what's going on. What's up? Nick on Nick violence, yep. Oh, Azcanta, screw this. Ritual of Soot's pretty bad. Do I want Duress? I almost feel like I don't. I think I'd rather have like a Lightning Strike. There's a chance they have Thief of Sanity post board, or their own war bosses. This deck's been fun, Poopy, and we've been winning a lot. We've lost one match, I think, and if we win this one, we'll break into Diamond. I don't think Soot's better than Lightning Strike, no. Oh, little delay. Good afternoon, Brittany. Yes, yeah, exactly. Strike, that's a big thing, I think. Finishing off their Planeswalker after it down ticks is a big deal. Huh. You know what? Maybe this card isn't good enough in the face of the 1-3. Oh, I probably should have shocked this in, huh? Yeah, I was so, like, taken aback. Yeah, I should have shocked this in. Like, lose the game because of that. Alright, I'm gonna reassess my sideboarding here. Is Azcanta the most important card to our table? 5-mana Teferi is gonna go away too. You like Hostage Taker in the face of the 1-3s? I don't hate that. It's not a bad idea. With 5-mana Teferi, God, Bolas, Bullrise. Well, Vivian's gonna go away too, right, Punchworthy? Like, Nick will actually be just the best 5-mana Planeswalker, right? Because, like, all the other molded 5-mana Planeswalkers will be gone. Does the 5-mana Ral, hey, Ribbon, thanks for the 12 months, I appreciate the year. Does Ral go away? Ral kind of fits the mold, but his removal is not very good. Yeah, so, like, we don't know. So, when I talk about 5-mana Planeswalkers, I'm talking about ones that fit the mold of this, which is, for those that aren't paying attention, the mold is +1 draw a card, -3 kill something, -X win the game. So, like, a lot of the new Planeswalkers they've been putting out don't follow that mold, and I think that's a really good thing. I think the cookie cutter 5-mana Planeswalkers are kind of boring after a while. So, like, this latest wave of Planeswalkers, not only with the static effects, but also moving away from those molds, I think are excellent. I'm ready to miss my 3rd land drop and die here. I don't even know what to do with my hands. I don't even know what to do with my hands, chat. I don't care if you got a negate. We hit a 3rd land. We're so lucky. We're so lucky. It's fine. That's fine. I got 2 of the 4 drop. 1 red source, please. How many lands are in this deck? Is it 25 or 26? I think it's only 25 because there's Discovery. There's 26 and Discovery. I knew I liked this deck for a reason. To set a bar that's incredibly low, this is one of the best Grixis decks I've played this season. How many red sources are we on? 4, 8, 12, only 14 red. And it's on top every time. Lucky, lucky, lucky. The best part about this here, too, is because my opponent was poking at our hand, they get to know exactly how lucky we are. They get to know that the hottest of fire is coming off the top of our deck. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Come at me, bro. Oh, gosh. Yeah, two of our red sources came into play tapped there, too. Yikes. That is an incredible draw. Woo, doggy! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! We're so good at this! We're so good at this! Gosh, we're so unlucky we drew a Duress that doesn't do anything. Can you believe how unlucky we are, chat? Oh, perfect. We found a good use for the Duress. We found the perfect use for the Duress. That is unfortunately 1 point of damage short. Brick, 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 brick! We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! We did it, chat. Diamond 4 rank floor. Feels like home. Smells like warm apple pie. Grixis. We did Grixis things. I should put Diamond 4 in my stream title, right? We'll get more viewers if I put my rank in my stream title. Everyone will be impressed. So you could never speak ill of Grixis again. All right, so quick hit highlights here of things that felt really good in this deck. Carnival and Lightning Strike both felt really good. Those were cards that I haven't played in Grixis Control Force, just to highlight some of the things that were different about this from other builds that we played in the past. This card's not only an efficient removal spell, but also interacts with Planeswalkers, which was really nice. We have Discovery here, which was... I was kind of unsure how this card was going to go, but there aren't that many Narsets, and we have Lightning Strikes and Bedevils to finish them off, so I think this was pretty reasonable overall. Did good smoothing. Dispersal was also relevant at various points. Just let them know how many cards you have. That's true. Full playset, pay-to-win streamer. Field needs there's some Aristocrats. I'm going to sneak some Aristocrats in tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to play through the 3 different decks that I'm thinking about playing in 2 weeks. Can you elaborate on what felt good about Carnival Carnage? I missed you casting that. Just the flexibility. The fact that this was a removal spell against a variety of the mana creatures in the format, while also being a way to pressure their hand a little bit more, felt really good. Having a way to make them discard cards alongside this and this really pressured our opponent's resources nicely.